So we talked about China earlier. China has probably the most advances that we've seen in insurtech. For example, Alibaba, the likes of Zhong'an and even Ping An as well. Can you talk about the water drop model? Because I hear you talking about it. Any new business model innovations that they have done that can be adapted, say, into Southeast Asia or even India as well?
Yeah, so water drop was an interesting model, and it was in fact water drop and financial both kind of doing something fairly similar. So what they did is a mutual insurance program, and again, I think what they realized was similar to what everybody else is realizing is that regulation is very painful to start innovation. So they've kind of gone a little bit around the regulation in the beginning by saying that this is not an insurance, it's a mutual protection program. And following a very similar model to insurance, where you say like it is about pulling together enough money to pay out claims. And it is about large numbers where you need to have enough scale to be able to basically smoothen out the inflows and outflows. So if you have 100 people in the village insuring each other, the chances are if one of them or two of them get sick, you can wipe out this pool and kind of end up in the red. But if you have 100 million people, if even 2 million people get into trouble, you have enough of the smoothing to be able to kind of progress and pay out all the claims without any major issues. So that was the hypothesis that proven quite successfully by Waterdrop. So they were able to get to a fairly significant scale. I can't remember what's the latest numbers from Waterdrop, but they got to a point where they were significant when it comes to the number of customers that they were protecting. And I think they got up to the point where they got on the radar of the regulator. And at that point, the regulator felt a little bit less comfortable that basically something that is not regulated is acting like an insurance. So there was, I think at that point, they had to adjust their model to become an insurance company themselves. So that was kind of a natural progression for them. And I think that's probably an inspiration to some of the other innovation that might happen in the insurtech arena, where you do want to have ability to iterate the product, to fine tune the product in the beginning until it gets to a certain scale. And then you want to worry about make sure that you're 100% tight when it comes to the things around consumer protection and kind of paying out all the right things and adjusting the claims and all the things related to what the regulator would worry about. And that model have been tried in Southeast Asia. So in Indonesia specifically, Zhongang and Grab tried to do something similar, but starting with kind of a insurer as being the provider for the product. And it didn't really take off very well. I think there was a variety of factors for it. In China, the product that had been the most successful was actually a cancer insurance product. And it turns out that in Indonesia, people weren't as top of mind about cancer as they were in China through, again, kind of a variety of different reasons. So that being said, I think this kind of a model could end up being very good inspiration for Web3 or other models that are being experimented, whether it's kind of in India or any other big markets that are looking at introducing this type of new models. So I think, again, Indonesia was a good example where if you start with the insurance product, it naturally kind of limits the stuff that you can do on the innovation front. So I think it taking them about like 6 months to a year to launch this product, with all the design and all the regulatory stuff that needed to be jumped through. And then they launched it, and 3 months later, there were basically very limited sales. So that innovation cycle was too slow, right? 8 months to launch a simple product to validate that it wasn't working. If we're doing something that's a little bit more innovative, like warranty product or something that's not regulated, you probably would have launched 15 products during that time and probably would have found the product market fit at that point.